Hi, friends. It's week 3 of documenting this journey of entrepreneurship. And if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And I've seen planning my week just helps me not feel so overwhelmed. A lot of people plan their weeks on Monday. I like to plan them on Fridays because I'm starting to wind down. I know where I've been, and then it kind of empties my mind of work and allows me to step away from my W 2. So on Fridays, I always put in all of the color coded ones for work are my meetings for the day. So I have a town hall on Monday. Or if they're not meetings, they are specifically on Thursdays. I always do my time cards before I forget. And I found that creating reminders and lists sort of puts me on autopilot. I'm not constantly needing to remember, like, oh, it's Thursday, I have to do this, when I just have a reminder set. Or and putting in prior to 2 weeks ago, I would only fill out Pilates. The Pilates is all I would do outside of work, and I would just kind of chill. I would do some real estate stuff. I would read on a whim, or I would do some broker outreach sometimes, or I would do it right after our meetings. And I noticed that the more that I don't plan out my life, the more I see all of it as free time. And while that's fine, it has not gotten me to where I want to be. I am happy that I can see that where I want my life to go now. I'm interested in more, and in order to get there, I need to take certain steps. As part of my coaching homework, we had to read The Compound Effect. And I'll do a full book summary, but essentially, The Compound Effect is talking about how the small decisions that you make every day determine where you're going to go in life. And I realized that because I hadn't really put in time for entrepreneurship, for real estate, for mental health, that I wasn't getting any better. For Pilates, I've done a lot of classes, and one of the reasons was because I just wanted to hit 100 classes before our wedding last year. And after that, I kind of veered off for a while. I just completed 220 and 221. My goal is 250 by the end of the year. So I'm definitely going to hit that if I keep going 3 to 4 times a week. But I guess my point being, when I had a goal of the 100 before the wedding, I was relentless, and I had to get there. I took 8 to 10 classes per week. Right now I'm at about 6 classes, 6 to 8 depending, because my schedule is a little bit busier, and my schedule's changed, both at work and at Pilates. So it's been harder for me. But the more I create excuses, the more I give myself leeway to just not get the things done that I need to get done. For example, I know that I need to read 10 pages a day, every day, in an entrepreneurial book. And I do pretty well in the beginning, but sometimes as much as I love reading, I just don't want to do it. Or I make excuses about, I don't want to call a broker because I'm tired and I have a bad attitude. And while those are somewhat valid, I can still call a broker if I have a bad day. If I have a bad day, I can just take a break. I can go hang out with my family. I can pet my puppies and play with them. I can play with my little kitty. And then I can call a broker. And as an extrovert, I find that calling people and connecting with people gives me energy and makes me happy. So me just having a bad day is a terrible excuse for not reaching out to anybody. And I do think that there is a fine line for me between making an excuse and circumstances happening where you can't get things done. For example, this past weekend, I just had a bad couple mental days where I woke up yesterday and thought, what is the point? What is the point of all of this? I have to, every day, I have to get up and I have to take a shower and I have to brush my teeth and I have to work and grind on this entrepreneurial journey with no paycheck. And that is the life, right, of an entrepreneur. And I understand that my husband and I the plan that we have is for the long game, and that's fine. Like, we're both, that is really what we want to do, but it doesn't mean I wake up and I'm excited to work all day to not see a change and in my bank account. And that's okay. A lot of these changes I'm seeing, for me, in my personality, I'm more confident than I've ever been. Matt and I are happier in our relationship than we've ever been because we're working towards the goals that we want to have. And this weekend, I had a lot of things planned. I was going to spend 2 hours making content, spend another hour editing, another hour scheduling. And I didn't do it because I wasn't up to it. And it might seem like an excuse to some people, but for me, self-care is also being kind to myself and understanding that the days when you're 100% is just getting out of bed and or just getting out of the house. If that's all I'm capable of doing that day, then that's what I'm capable of doing that day. And some people do very well with tough love. I am not one of them. And I know that because I didn't do, the hours of content this weekend and editing, that means that I have to put in more time this week. And I accept that, and that's okay. I just have to move some things around. I have to be strict with my sleeping schedule and all the things I have to do, but I'm choosing to go on this journey. And looking at this week is already a lot. I have a million meetings, and I get meeting fatigue from my W-2. So the first Monday and Tuesday are going to be rough in terms of energy from that, but that's okay. I can, do my W-2 tasks. I can move them around to get the deadlines Wednesday through Friday. And then I'm just going to have to do more spend more time editing and making content this week. That's okay. And I'm making this plan as, for me, my schedule is not, I plan out these weeks so that I can move forward. But I'm not going to beat myself up if instead of on Saturday when I choose to create content from 2 to 3, if I feel like doing it from 9 to 10, then that's how it's going to go. I use these time blocks more for, I want to spend 2 hours on this day doing this. I want to spend 2 hours doing that. And that's okay. Yeah, this week, I'm sure you could tell from my voice, it has been harder the past few days because life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. But I'm still taking steps to get there. I'm still planning out my weeks. I'm realizing, and I also kind of refuse to take breaks, so this could also be my body's way of telling me maybe you need to simmer down a little bit. And we'll see if I listen. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is my schedule for the week. I hope that me going through this just for myself helps me. And I figure if it helps me, it might help somebody else. So I hope that you enjoy planning your weeks with me. If this content helps you, I hope you like and subscribe so you can see all the weeks or see me plan every week, and in a year we'll see how much farther I am. So thank you so much for being here. Love you guys.